Right now, even the people forming the coalition don't have direction.
In what sense?
Come on, there's no clear goal from these people. And even in times of, okay, who are we going to give our tickets to? Who is going to lead this conversation for us? Even the former governor of Anambra State, right now, he also don't, I don't think he has a particular objective. If this election is held today, currently, I don't think the coalition can defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Thank you so much for granting me this interview. I'm so grateful. The conversation, of course, 2027 is around the corner. And as we saw play out in 2011 and also subsequently 2015, the horse trading and the political gallivanting usually starts 2 years before. I want to ask where governance now lies in between, but I'm forced first to ask of your reaction to the most recent developments.
The issue now is people are asking questions that is it possible for the present coalition, the way they are forming it, to wrestle power from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But if you look at it politically, you know that a lot of things are wrong. A lot of things are wrong, especially in the face of the coalition. Because right now, even the people forming the coalition don't have direction.
In what sense?
They don't have direction. Okay, in 2013, when APC were formed, we all saw the direction they were going, that these people, they know what they are doing. Before then, they already started preparing. Even far, like by 2012, you saw those people who led the protest, January protest against Goodluck Jonathan.
There was a strategic goal.
There was a strategic goal. Exactly.
And we began at a particular point. We began to see defections from
the ruling parties. Yes, the ruling party. Exactly.
Of the G7.
Exactly. So people are trying to compare what happened then and now that is the same thing. It's not the same thing. We saw 5 governors, we could call them G5, left the PDP, to join the APC. Those guys who led the protest, today are in power. And some of them are also the people trying to form coalition against the people that connived with them. Now look at it. In 2012, a protest was led by the likes of Tinubu, the likes of the El-Rufai on the issue of fuel subsidy. Now in 2013, they formed a political party. They came together and formed a political party. They know where they were going to. They know what they were looking for. But look at it. We are in 2025 June, and they are still talking about this. These actors are still talking about where they are going to. Come on, there's no clear goal from these people. And even the times of, okay, who are we going to give our tickets to? Who is going to lead this conversation for us? I heard the other day, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar they said he told the former governor of Anambra State, they are offering him, the vice presidential slot. Then he is going to do just one term and ensure that the Southeast take over all these political permutations. Even I trust that even the former governor of Anambra State, right now, he also don't. I don't think he has a particular objective. He doesn't know right now whether he will be the vice presidential candidate or the presidential candidate.
So as
he's not sure.
It seems there are options on the table at the moment to wrestle power.
Yes.
It's not a question of whether those options are viable or not, but a question that, if I get you right, a question of whether the individuals involved are satisfied enough that their interests are met.
The truth is, we are talking about personal ambitions here. Personal ambitions.
It has nothing to do with governance.
It has nothing to do with governance. What you are looking for first is we want to take over power. And the calculations they are making is what will determine whether they were able to, take over power from the present president, who also is not sleeping. Almost every day now during plenary at the National Assembly, 1 or 2 lawmakers is defecting to the ruling party. We saw the defections of the Delta State governor, Akwa Ibom State, he's saying, Rivers State governor too is saying. And many people say, is it about the governors? Nigerians are the one going to vote. Yes, Nigerians are the one going to vote, but you need to understand the system you're operating. Whether you like it or not, these governors, they still control, a larger part or a major part of the voting system in their states. When a Resident Electoral Commissioner is sent to a state, the governors received him. There's the resources there to mobilize. And during election, don't forget, mobilization is one of the most important factors that will determine whether you are going to win or not. There are the resources there. They mobilize voters. You see during buses during elections going to the rural area. You take them to the city and even bring them back, providing those kind of resources and facilities to ensure that their candidates are voted for. So the question now is, the coalition first needs to determine, they need to know where they are going to. That is the first thing.
There's a lot to do.
Exactly. They need to know where they are going to. Who are our members? Who are we bringing on board? We need to know all these people. Then they determine, okay, how are we going to arrange? Well, in fact, one of the most important things is, what message are you going to pass to Nigeria that, okay, this is what I'm going to do differently from the present government? Most of the time they are speaking, they just talk about how we restore power, What are you bringing in alternative? What solutions are you bringing? It's not just by wrestling power. What that is what Nigerians want to hear you. Then they will say, okay, we can perhaps side with you, or we want to continue with the present government. And so you have to have a clear message. In 2000, APC have clear message. They were calling change.
Sloganeering.
Yes, sloganeering, change. We are going to do this differently. We are going to do this differently. We are going to do this differently. It's not just by criticism. Yes, criticism as opposition party is allowed, but you need to also have alternative to provide for Nigerians.
Now you're opening another can of worms. Criticism by opposition parties is allowed, and this brings me to the question of whether the opposition party has been playing a vibrant role over the course of the last 2 years. I mean, we saw in 2015 how it happened. We saw the likes of Lai Mohammed and the way they were actively critiquing. Would you say the current opposition has lived up to the hype?
I think one major issue that is affecting the opposition currently is, they have not been able to put their house in order. You have internal crisis here and there. What time will you have to even look at what the other government, the present government is doing? You are here to settle the crisis. That is why sometimes when the Atiku Abubakar or Peter Obi or anybody, speak, the handlers in the present government are going to tell them to put their house in order first. In fact, one was even telling Peter Obi that you as a leader in your party, you have not been able to settle the crisis in your party. Is it the problem?
Senate president?
I think so. Exactly. I think it was the Senate president. Now you are talking about Nigeria with almost over 200 million people. When you have not been able to settle the crisis in your own party, so how are you going? Exactly. How are you going to solve Boko Haram? How are you going to solve insecurity? How are you going to solve the economy? That Nigeria has a lot of issues that you have to be focused first, at least in solving the problem you're having in your own party. That is what he told him. So if even Atiku Abubakar, look at what he's facing in PDP. The former Rivers State governor, Nyesom Wike, is like a lord in the party. Even Atiku sometimes can't speak about him. Atiku, I'm thinking normally should be the face of the opposition party. In PDP, he is a member of the PDP. Though he has series of defections and all that. Someone who party members can run to and say, sir, this is happening, how can we solve this problem? How can we do this? You prefer solution, you do. That is what Atiku should be doing. But presently, even Atiku is not finding it funny. Look at what the PDP governors came out to say after their meeting, I think in Ibadan, that they are not going to support any coalition, that they have a political party which they felt is better than, the coalition they are trying to form. Look at your governors. As a presidential candidate of the party in 2023, your governors are out there saying all this, and you think all is well? So they first need to put their house in order. Then, they will be able to provide alternative voice. Yes, Peter Obi has been doing his own part. He speaks on social media. He speaks, condemn, criticize, and all that. But I'm telling you, all these, I don't think is enough. They also have to be strategic. Whereas APC, then when they formed APC, they were very strategic. You can't be having a situation where members of opposition are defecting to the ruling party, and you are telling me all is well within the opposition. No, it's not well. In 2013, what we saw was ruling party, defecting to the APC. which, adding up to their strength. Before they say go,
they won't be taken seriously.
I don't think they will be taken seriously, because if you look at it right now, I don't think currently with the waitings, unless maybe there are some, maybe they are bringing something on board that Nigerians are yet to know, or maybe something else will happen. For currently, if this election is held today, currently, I don't think the coalition can defeat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for this hot take.
Thank you so much too.